My beautiful people, you are not falling apart. You may have come to this video feeling like, oh my goodness, what is the split? The split is, or could be, the blessing in disguise for you. This has been prophesied about for millennia. This is not a new concept. Those that seek to control you have gone to excessive lengths to hide the truth, to mispronounce the truth, or to mispresent the truth, to straight out gaslight you and lie to you, to make you afraid so that you don't look into things for yourself. If you look at it, if you scroll through your social media right now, the fear agenda is real. It is very, very real. There are those that want you to be horrified and petrified, so you can just give your control over to them. Also, there are those that are benefiting from your lower vibration. So what they are currently doing in the space where we are now, which is the shift, which then after that follows the event, and after the event follows the split. All right, I've broken all this down for you. I've in this series, there's a new 3D to 5D playlist. So I first spoke about why these rich people are building these bunkers, and then I did a video for the shift. So the first one's a little long. The shift and the event, they're slightly shorter, as this one will be, to just give you a really good concept, a good grasp of what's going on. Now, first and foremost, there are those that want you to be afraid because your fear benefits them. Scared people are very easy to manipulate. We saw that in the pandemic. Fear people are easy to manipulate. Scared people, are easy to manipulate. All right, and they will buy into anything that seems like a solution. Okay, so with the split, one of two things will happen for you. You will either go to the new world, the light, the utopia that Dolores Cannon speaks quite a lot about, or spoke quite a lot about, or you will go into this fearful world that so many people are predicting. The AI, it's taking us down. So humans are slaves. Humans are destroyed. So those are your two options that you are having. And yes, we live in a world of free will, Sorry. We live in a world of free will. Let me just cover this label. But we also live in a loop. And we don't realize that we're living in a loop. All right. I speak about this on the other videos, but go and have a look at it. They're really going to help you. Let me know what you think. If it's your first time, you're welcome. If you're coming back, welcome back. You might also know that I do weekly zodiac YouTube readings, like tarot readings for all the different zodiacs. So subscribe. Let me know where you are. I want to know where in the world you are. I want to know where you are, my cosmic sibling. All right. Like the video. I'd really appreciate it. So with this, by the time we reach the split, there's already been the event and the shift has passed. So you've already made your choice. So yes, we have got free will, but we are in a closed loop. So, when we die, so a lot of times, when we speak about people with near-death experiences or, maybe past life regression hypnosis, everybody speaks about going into the light, and it is so welcoming, but the light is a false light. The moment you go into the light, you are actually going back into the loop of reincarnation, and karma keeps you looped. So what you want to do before we get to the split, you want to know what are the traumas that are keeping you stuck inside of this loop. Okay? The dark might have many tricks, or rather a few tricks presented in many different ways. So when we die, we're sometimes a little bit confused. You see the light, you see your loved ones, you see your doggy, your cat, your parrot, your fish, whatever. You go like, yeah, you go into the light, poop, you go back into the cycle. So what you want to do, and what happens in the split, is that you either go beyond the light, you go beyond the false light into the true light of the all. I speak about that in my 7 Hermetics Principles coaching. There's links for all my coaching down in the description, and that is like this new world. That is when you understand you create your own reality. That is when you have instant manifestation. All right, you think it, you get it faster. Okay. There doesn't have to be that barrier of protection that we are currently having in this space, the shift that we are in, where, for example, I remember I live in this beautiful, beautiful space in the country, but I remember when I just arrived here about almost a year and a half ago, I looked at this one house and I wanted this house. I really wanted to buy this house. And I remember walking past the house the other day, and it's still a very, very beautiful house. But I was thinking to myself, thank goodness we don't always get exactly what we get. We don't always get it when we want it. Because when I looked at it, I realized I was looking at this house a little bit from my ego. I looked at it now, it's like, I don't really want that. It's way too big. It's way too big. And it's way too open. You can go past the street and you look right into the house. So that is almost like that barrier of protection that we get in the shift, because which we are currently in now, because we this mindset that might still be, we think we come from light, but we actually come from ego, that sort of thing. So the event is when we have the 3 days of darkness, that the Bible also speaks about, where we, not just planet Earth, but the whole universe is flooded with this divine white light energy, this pure energy of light, of creation, of love. And when you have unresolved fears, you won't be, the light of the event will scare you. Okay? It will seem treacherous. So, it's almost like, if you think about it, if right now in your life you see an angel right now, they are all around us, but we don't see them because they're not in our perception of reality. Okay? But, when we open ourselves more, when you actually relax more, so I am a channel, so I can connect to all these beings, and I also connect to this collective consciousness that call themselves Smile. And funny enough, they are my future. They're my future consciousness, like the future Adrian speaking to me, So it's always also good to ask, where am I getting my information from? Because I always assume that maybe it's like, like an angel or something like that. And when I asked, I realized, oh my goodness, this is my future self talking to me. All right. And so with the split, as I said, if you can hold the light, you pop into the light. But if your traumas, and especially your generational traumas, because we are pretty much our past, and that even causes a lot of times phobias and why we never succeed, no matter how hard we try. So when we can't hold the light, we fall deeper into the darkness. And it will seem like comfort. That is the thing. It will seem like comfort. Because remember, the moment you sort of like feel that this light is threatening. Now remember, this light that you are going to see, there is not a light of control. There is not when you are, when you die, you go into the light. There is not that light. That is beyond the light. So there is beyond it's beyond the illusion that is meant to keep you trapped. If you feel very safe within the loop, that light will seem too big to you. So it will be safe to just go back into the loop. And then that is when you go into the lower loop. That is when you want to be controlled. You want to be told what to do, because freedom is too big a concept for you. When we hold on to fear, when we hold on to trauma, the idea of freedom, we might say that we want it, but you can't deal with it. It's like people who are poor and they say they want to win the lottery. And when they win the lottery, and that's also important to know, you can manifest something amazing from fear. The question is, can you hold it? And you can only hold it in light and in love. All right? So, when you look at the lottery, people win the lottery and they have this idea that, if they have lots of money, their problems are going to go away. But if you had a good relationship with money, if it liked to sit with you, you would already have it. You wouldn't have to go look for it. And you would be comfortable not even having a lot of it, because you will understand that money is a vibrational reflection of who you are. Okay? So when you, let's say for example, you win 13 million, you've actually got 13 million more problems now, because your relationship with money isn't good. So your fear will make you get rid of this money as fast as possible. And because your nervous system is always trying to protect you, it is going to make sure that you are worse off than you were before. So you are not, according to your nervous system, stupid enough to want money again, because it's not conducive with your life. It's the same thing that follows with the split. You can see it, you can be like, oh my goodness, it's so amazing. But then eventually it will fade away for you. You will want to be in a space where, somebody says, do this, do that. You do this job, you get this amount of money. You do this, you get a house. You do this, you get a car. You do this, you get food. You do this, we don't kill your children, that sort of thing. You know, we do this, you don't get killed, so your children don't have to grow up without you. The dark will use whatever they need to use in order to draw you in. All right? When we have been through the shift, been releasing our trauma, so when the event comes and flushes their 3 days of energy through the universe, when we get to this, almost like if you imagine you come to the split, which way you're going to go, you don't have to be afraid of the light. And you don't have to fall for the false prophecies of those that want your fear. There are those beings out there that want you afraid because they feed off your fear energy. Because they themselves are not of light. They are created of darkness. And yes, it may seem like such a bad thing, but remember, we live in a universe of polar opposites. In order for the one to exist, the other one must be there as well. So don't be too concerned about the people that are not making it. Because then you focus on them, and what happens? You get drawn into darkness. I'm not speaking here about not having compassion. You know? Focus on you. You hold the light. By holding the light within yourself, you are, without saying a single word, just walking down the street, doing whatever, you are reminding others of the light potential that is within them as well. So post the split. For a little bit, we'll still be sort of together on this planet, but you know, you might even see it now, even though we're in the shift now. You know, sometimes it's just so difficult to reach certain people. No matter how hard you try, you just can't reach them because they are already living in a different reality than you are because of your different vibrational alignments. So in the shift where we are right now, depending on the light that you are, you see, it's almost like you're drawn to little clusters. All the people that are, you know, they want to complain and they want to look for fault and they want to blame everybody. Birds of a feather flock together. The ones that are more in the light, somehow they are just drawn to each other. The ones that embrace peace. Okay. So it's a good thing to follow your intuition at this moment. The way that I can help you, very passionate to help you. First of all, if you feel you just need some light, you might benefit. I speak a little bit more about this in the video about the event. But for 5 days, I just sent you beautiful, let's call it Reiki energy, divine love light energy. You know, I'm a Reiki grandmaster as well. But, you know, I incorporate into the crystal healing, candle magic, elemental energy, you know, because I use candle magic. So if you use one element, you have to use them all. You know, it's and sacred geometry. You have to understand the forces that you work with. Okay. So that's beautiful. Then I can do a personal tarot reading for you, either pre-recorded, in person. You can come here in this beautiful space, you know. Quantum Past Life Regression Hypnosis session, which is beautiful and so calming and so peaceful. Or you can take me up on what I think is the best offer at the moment, is 90-minute Theta Healing Sessions. Now you can have one, but as we heal, all traumas come up. So I recommend that you book yourself the package that I have, which is 5 sessions, and you only pay for 4. Now you can share this with someone else, but I want to encourage you also, I'm not saying that you shouldn't, but I'm encouraging you to prioritize your own well-being at this moment. So go ahead and book yourself those 5 sessions so that you can see on all your belief levels. Most healing just work on the core level, but you've got core, genetic, history, and soul. Those are all our belief levels. What did you come in with this life with? What was your DNA programming? What was the things that would set you back? You know, we want to look at all of those things. And if you're interested in my details are in the description. You can reach out to me, you contact me, but I just want to share this with you because I just want to help you. That is really what I want to do at the end of the day. So thank you for being here. Thank you for your time. I would appreciate you liking the video, share with somebody else that can benefit from it. Let's see what you've got to say in the comments. Where are you? You know, how are you doing? And I look forward to connecting with you on the next video. Namaste.